We don't know if the equipment is going to just stop working at any time. But the best that we can do at this point is, since there's pretty much no shade, is just put the camera down somewhere and then hope for the best. If the camera suddenly just quits out, then it will quit out. So that's why people usually don't do these live streams in the sun on a hot day. But this is what we have available to us. So we're just gonna have to go with what we have. I don't know how we're gonna even do this. How are we gonna do this? I don't know. I need to put this camera down somewhere. I also have the VR camera, the good old Theta. But again, a little bit concerned about the sun situation, so I don't know what's gonna happen. If anything will fly, I'm gonna have to do this fast. All right, let's see. Let's try the F-22 Raptor first. We'll put the camera on a remote control. Well, no, that didn't work. That was horrible. That didn't work at all. What if we do this? This might work. Sort of. Okay, we'll try it. And then we'll put the other camera somewhere around there. All right. We said we were going to do the F-22 Raptor. We do need a battery for that. We've got the remote. We've got the F-22 Raptor. And the next thing will be to install the battery in there. So yesterday with this thing, we almost got a flight. It lifted off the ground, but then it fell into the grass. So we don't know what's gonna happen today. Let's see. Let's put it up there. We've got plenty of power, as we should. And biggest problem is it still wants to go left for some reason. Just go center. You could go center. Oh, there it is. Same thing going. All right, we'll try it again. It sort of wants to fly up, but then instead of flying up, it'll go down. It uses to go where I want it to. Very strange plane for that. Not sure if you guys could see anything at all, but it's a very strange plane. It just does not want to just fly. Plenty of power, and then once it gets up, it just flips over like that. The iPhone 13 does not do well in the sun. It just quit out. So I knew it would and could happen. So that's why I warned everybody before. So that's why the live stream just went dark. Just dark, stark. Like in Game of Thrones. Very stark. But what are you going to do, right? It's the iPhone 13, the best product on the market, isn't it? Supposed to be. Anyway, so yeah, it completely just went dark, and I'm sorry about that. But I think we're back live now, and the good news is that although one of the other birds just couldn't do it, the F-22 Raptor would lift off the ground just a little bit, but then it would just completely not fly. But let's see if we can get this other bird up in the air, and earlier it did. I don't know if that was on camera or not, but we're gonna bring my J11 modified version back here to the camera a little bit so you guys can see it. And I'm gonna turn it around, and slowly we're gonna try for a quick takeoff. I hope that it's still got enough battery to do it. Earlier it was beautiful. Oh man, hope the battery isn't dead. Cloud of doom, cloud of doom. Is it cloud of doom, cloud of doom? Is it? I think we're back. I think we're back. Cloud of doom. Cloud of doom. Hoping to hit it now. Come on, get here again. I promise you, it's just camera shy. It's camera shy. It's just camera shy. What is going on? Flipped by the wind. Orientation is locked. Great. Okay, so the live stream was a disaster. Why? Okay, now we're in the car, which is even better, right? Even better, guys. So, because I started the live stream with the camera pointed in the other direction. Okay, now it's working. Great. Fantastic even, except that there's another problem. If you start the live stream in this kind of mode, and you want to switch it to the vertical mode, then it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. It tells you that it's locked in the other orientation. So I don't know what you guys were actually able to see on screen when I was doing the live stream. because I was focused trying to not crash all the planes. Although this one did a nice nose plant. Probably you guys didn't get to see anything at all. Oh, it's nice to see you. Awesome. It's good that it's working. Thank you for letting me know. So the problem was that the iPhone 13 is supposed to be the best technology ever. It overheated, and so it wouldn't let me live stream. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. Were you able to see the plane take off? This one, or not at all? Or was I in front of it? So was I blocking the view while flying? A lot of things could have happened. But basically, this thing here has plenty of power, and so, but all it did was it was able to lift off the ground for maybe, I would say, a foot, and then it sort of started spinning and then would land. That's all it could do. Unfortunately, on one of the landings, it landed funny, and so there's a little gear inside. There's a little gear inside here, and it got stripped. So what that does is the little motor inside hits the gear and then spins this big thing here. So now this thing kind of spins, but not very well, and it creates zero power. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So that's the problem with this one. The other one, I hope you were able to see. This one flew fantastically well. So I lightened the load on this plane, so it was even lighter. So even though this old battery has sag and stuff, it had enough power now to actually lift it off the ground. So that was cool. I changed out these propellers. These are JJRC propellers, so they're not XK propellers. And I put these on because they are more like the propellers that you would find in a little, like a micro drone rather than a plane. And for some reason, the way that they are shaped creates more power than the ones that were originally on the plane. And then also, they're a little bit longer than the other ones. So that was giving it more thrust. So it had more thrust. And so we had a decent liftoff on this one. And it was flying, actually flying fantastic. I wish you guys could have seen more of it. I tried to take some other videos, which I will try to upload from this camera. And this camera did better than the iPhone 13. It lasted more in the heat, but then eventually it also overheated too and could not continue. So yeah, all of these devices, gotta say, Theta does a really good job of the overheating thing compared to the iPhone 13. iPhone 13 just, I don't know. This thing, at least, we're shooting for 10 minutes. The iPhone 13 was only shooting for maybe like less than 5, and then it just completely dodged out. So anyway, maybe that's a safety feature. Maybe it's supposed to be that way, but perhaps we could incorporate something like liquid cooling or something in these modern phones. But it's hard to keep the small size, right? Small size means you can't put fans in it. So it's a difficult engineering issue. Yeah. That would have been a smart idea. I should have put it in the box. Yeah. Next time I'll do that. I was just doing an improvising. See, improvisation will cause a lot of issues. You've got to really pre-plan a lot of the stuff in order for it to work. But anyway, I'm very happy that this is back in the air, because I thought, like, I spent a lot of time changing this thing so that I could fly it. The original was fantastic, but it was just fast. So for beginner pilots, when you do get the XK-J11, and there's another one, I can't remember what it's called now. But anyway, these are fantastic planes. But as you can see here, the nose is missing because that's the first thing that you're going to break when you fly this thing. But it doesn't matter because it flies perfectly fine without the nose. It just won't look scale, which I don't really care about because I spent a lot of time, as you see. I modified these wings. They used to be like this long. So I did a lot of modifications to this, and now this thing flies more like a glider, less like a warbird, like a super fast warbird, which is why I can actually do half decent landings. Still sort of bouncy landings, not very smooth landings like you'll see like on the Brian Phillips or the RC Sailors, or drone camps and a bunch of other. You'll see that some nice landings over there. There's another couple of YouTubers, Russian brothers, that do some amazing flights too. Anyway, so my level of skill, I can sort of bounce it down, but it flies really smooth in the air, like just very controlled. It won't flip, it won't roll, so it's great for beginners. And so I enjoyed flying this a lot. So that's why I was so upset when it wouldn't fly anymore. But I guess the issue there is the battery. The battery, with time, and this is what I tell you guys all the time with the drones as well. The battery, once you do quite a few flights, if it's rated for 30 minutes, maybe it'll be like 20 eventually. Like if you have it for like three years or so, and you're getting like 20 minutes, you're lucky. So you will lose about 10 minutes over the course of your usage of the battery. So if you're thinking, okay, well, I bought a drone that goes for 30 minutes, and you're always calculating that you should let the battery continue on until 30 minutes, you will do a lot of damage to your drone, because the drone will fall out of the sky. So don't risk it for brisket, as I like to tell you guys. Don't risk it for brisket. Yeah, most of my drones are either refurbished or really old, so yeah. I try to build in those buffers for when I fly. But anyway, I love this plane, the shape and everything, and today I did a nose plant. And believe it or not, the nose, after I glued it into different places, is super strong now. The craziness of glue, the glue guns and the glue, how strong that is incredible. So yeah, I just wish this thing would actually fly. It doesn't. But as you can see, I've probably crashed this thing over 100 times, and there's not a bit of damage on the servos, anything. The electronics survived everything. The only reason why I can't get this back in the air is because I don't have the original motor with the original propeller. But even if I did, I would keep breaking the propeller back here. So that's why I'm trying to find a solution to turn this plane into something that I can actually fly. This is sort of working, but I guess maybe because the motor is not perfectly positioned here. See, the engineers, when they built this thing, they probably did a lot of mathematical calculations, and they figured out that if you put the motor exactly here where it's supposed to go, that it's going to be a stable plane. I decided to do different things because I experiment, and obviously this is not great. The further up you put this, the more likely the plane is going to do this. So I did lower it a lot. It used to be about up here, but now it's down here, so this is better. But I'm going to have to bring it all the way down and possibly use a different thing, because this obviously did not work. But yeah, you gotta, I said hats off to you guys at Eachine, because the overall plane structure of this foam and everything is really durable. I've slammed it into the side, I've slammed it into there, I've slammed it there. So if instead of having the propeller here, they did it like some of the other drones might have an opening here where the RC Sailor sticker is, and they put the motor in there, and it just spins there, and it's more stable as well, because the motor is one of the heaviest components of the bird. And if you can put it nice and central with just a touch of weight, extra weight in the back for beginners, then it's going to be better. But yeah, the foam is beautiful. So I don't know, eventually I may have to just, I don't want to give up. I want to try to make this work. But if I can't, it will still be a pretty decent looking shelf queen, It just looks great. So anyway, there we go. So I'll have that, hopefully the videos from the Rico Theater, I'll hopefully have some of those up on the channel soon for you guys to see. You guys will get to see, hopefully, this flying, and that's already good enough for me. Now that means that when I go to different flight locations, I can bring this and show you guys how well it does. because I really love this plane. But anyway, yeah, there we go. And there's going to be a little bit more footage of the Hubsan that I flew today. There's a minor crash, not really a crash. What I did was I was being stupid, and again, that's why I tell people not to follow what I do. So I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to fly the drone right on top of my head, and I did not put it down low enough, so there is a little bridge, and it just touched, the propellers just touched the cement underneath the bridge a little bit, that's all. So nothing bad. The only thing that could have happened that would have been bad was the drone would have broken, and I would have had to do like a walk of shame for like maybe like 3 feet to pick it up. And then I would have been upset with myself for breaking the drone. That's pretty much the extent of the damage there. But anyway. Cool beans, cool beans. So yeah, I'm gonna go because I've got a bunch of other things that I gotta do today to make sure that you guys can watch the other videos and stuff. But yeah, so that was the thing today. I hope you guys enjoyed something. I don't know what was watchable at this point, but I'm gonna plan to do a better one. And next time I will try to put the phone and the Theta 360 camera in a shaded spot, or at least bring some kind of box, as one of my very intelligent subscribers said or suggested. That would be a very good way to go about it next time. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for always showing up, and I'll see you all in the next one.